So good morning. So either I forgot to put on my deodorant this morning, or you all know something about the sun making this part of the room really hot in the morning, I'm guessing, which is why everybody's out there, and I'm all alone up here. So I will move closer to you guys today. My name is Briala. If you haven't had class with me before, I'm filling in for Lisa, who normally teaches this class in this time slot. She's out of town, but we'll be back. Welcome. Nice to see everybody, the smiling faces this morning with the sun so bright out there. So let's start by finding ourselves in a cross-legged seated position, sitting upright. And find yourself in a place that you feel like you're resting comfortably over those two little bony bones that are at the bottom of your pelvic bones that we call your sits bones. If you're not sure where they are, you can reach underneath your bum, and it's easy to feel them. Or if you're sitting a little bit back into the fleshy part of your butt, then you are sitting behind them. So perhaps rock your pelvis forward and back a few times until you feel those bones, and then try to get yourself right up over on top of them. Take your shoulders and roll them over, back and down a few times. I'm sure we've had one or two moments of stress this week. One or two, that's all. And then just try to let your shoulder blades comfortably drop down your chest. You may notice, or down your back, and you may notice that it opens your chest up a little bit more. Close your eyes and think about allowing your neck to be long so that the back top of the head is the highest point up in your spine, which usually means we have to let the chin drop down a little bit towards our chest. Not the head forward, just the chin down a little. Relax the base of your tongue, the bottom jaw. Allow the eyes to relax inward. Start to bring an awareness of your mind connecting into your breath, so that this is the beginning of your journey this morning. We spend a lot of our week, our life, focused outward, taking care of the needs and wants of others, our boss, our coworkers, our spouses, our lovers, our friends, our children, our family, strangers. So take that same energy that you offer to others and start to offer it to yourself now. Because as we use up our energy offering it out to others, eventually that well of energy starts to become empty if you don't take time to replenish it. And replenishing it means creating an openness so that the energy flows in balance, so that you use it in more of an even-handed offering throughout your day. And that applies even within our asana practice here today. We want to use our energy in a balanced and even way so that we don't burn off all the energy that we may have in the first half hour and have nothing left. But we also don't want to feel like we hold back so much that at the end we say, boy, that would have had more value if I would have offered a little bit more into it. Our practice on the mat can become such a beautiful guide for living our life. How do we balance the use of energy? How do we respond when stressful situations come up? A difficult asana, a moment to hold a breath or two longer than what you might feel you want to. Something different offered to you that feels unfamiliar. How do we behave in those moments? Are we open? Do we want to explore? Are we curious? Are we interested in noticing the gifts that are being offered to us, even when things don't always look exactly the way we want them to? How do we feel about ourselves when we're wanting to twist a little further, but yet for whatever reason we can't? Do we remain accepting and loving and open to the journey of being right there? Or do we judge ourselves and criticize? This is truly the bigger impact that the asana, the yoga practice, has on our everyday life. So take it beyond just what you might think it is, a bunch of poses to twist and stretch muscles or strengthen them, and see it as a reason to explore yourself physically, mindfully, energetically, and spiritually. That is the journey of yoga. 2 more breaths. Allowing your eyes to remain closed for 1 more moment. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead and just pause there with the arms up. And then take your right arm and feel like you're reaching it up a little higher than your left, so that right sideline really stretches. And then switch and do the same with the left. And go back and forth a few times as though you're climbing up a rope and each hand is trying to reach higher than the other hand, feeling that space, expanding those sidelines. Are you still breathing? Are you still as relaxed as what you just were a moment ago in that breath? And now all together, inhale, reach everything nice and tall, and exhale, bow forward to the mat in front of you, dropping your palms down on the floor, allowing your head, neck, and shoulders to hang over. Let your chin drop under. Let go of that neck. Those neck muscles do so much work during the week, holding our head up. Give them a chance to just let that head weight drop to wherever you feel you can. And in this position of offering ourselves humbly forward, pick one thing that you know is not serving you in a loving way and throw it away. Mentally throw it away. That difficult conversation you had with someone, the mean gesture someone threw your way, a struggle you've been having, let it go. Pausing here 1 last moment, turn your palms up to the sky. This is a practice of oneness that joins us all together. So think of someone in the world that could use a loving thought, someone you know personally, and offer that thought out to them. This is beyond just what you do in your body. It's what you live in your life that matters. Turn your palms back over. Slowly walk your hands up. Extend your legs out in front of you. Shake them out for a moment. Move them around. And then bring them back in and cross the opposite leg in front or on top. So switch legs. So if you were sitting cross-legged one way, switch it up, sit cross-legged the other. Beautiful. Bring your hands to heart center now. Anjali Mudra is this hand pose. Why is this a pose that you see everywhere? Almost every religion in the world does something with their hands in prayer. Almost every part of the world, if you go to and bring your hands to the heart, they will know exactly what you mean. You are bringing the 5 elements of your being together, each fingertip being one of those elements: earth, water, fire, air, wind, ether. Those energetic touches of your fingertips, drawing together in your heart center your spiritual being. Everybody knows what you mean. Bless you, love you. It's a wonderful gesture. We join our hands together at heart center so that we start this practice today in the mindful spiritual way that is meant to be taken on. And we do that by joining together and creating the eternal sound of the Om 3 times in a row. First, a nice big inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out, exhale. Let's do that one more time. Big inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Now all that energy of this sigh becomes the Om. Big inhale. Om. slowly open your eyes. And go ahead and put your feet flat on the floor. Bring your forearms on the mat behind you, feet flat, knees bent. And leaning back on those forearms on the floor, just gently rock your knees side to side for a moment. Forearms are back so that you don't feel a strain sitting upright here. And then go ahead and let the knees drop over to the right and gently look over your left shoulder so that as you're leaning back on those arms, you're still sitting up, so you're not all the way back, you're not all the way straight. You can get a little bit of a twist here. Drop your shoulder blades down your back, lift your heart a little bit. 2 breaths. Allow the eyes to come to center, knees to center, and switch sides. Knees go over to the left. Look over that right shoulder a little bit. Again, think about the chest lifting and the shoulder blades on the back body dropping, right? We let them creep up to our neck all day long, all that computer stuff we do. Suddenly the shoulder blades are up into the neck and we can't get them out of it anymore. And eyes to center and knees to center. Slowly work your way back up and place your fingers interlaced in front of your knees so that you're sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, pressing your hands against the front of the knees, lift your chest way up. Exhale, round the low back, drop the chin. Inhale, lifting up, nice tall spine. Exhale, round. And again, inhale. Exhale, in and out through the nose if you can. 2 more. Inhale, tall spine, shoulders down the back. Exhale, chin to chest, round the belly in. And last one. And exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. Pause there as you exhale. Slide the hands outside the right knee and take a little twist. Now looking to the right. And really use those hands pressing on the outer knee to create that nice tall spine still in that twist. Are you breathing just as fully as you were before? Slowly come back to center. Slide the hands around outside the left. Again, use your hands pressing against the leg, looking over to the left and staying nice and tall. And again, 3 breaths. Drop the shoulders, lift the heart. And come back to center. And now again, this time hands on the floor behind you. You can bend your elbows, bring your feet up into the air, and do a little bit of rocking side to side now. You may notice a little bit fuller range of motion coming into your low back here. Nice to get things loose and warmed up before we just start moving them in a faster way. Good. Bring them back to center. And go ahead and bring your feet up. Circle your ankles around. Hi, ankles. Hi, feet. Good morning. And other way. Wiggle your toes. Good. Now bring the knees over to the right. Okay, all the way over to the right. Okay, and now walk over to the right and turn to face the back of your mat with your forearms down like you're doing Sphinx pose. Try to square your chest up towards the floor so that you're getting that twist again. All this twisting, why do we twist first thing? Because it wakes up all that stickiness that we create up and down our spine all day long, rounding over. Chest and heart reaching forward. It's like you're dragging your forearms back towards your waist. The knees are to the floor. Shoulder blades again are on the back. Check in with that breathing. 2 more. And then slowly pushing the weight into your hands, bring your body up and around, facing front, hands on the floor behind you. Once again, bring the knees up. Good. And this time, go ahead and open the knees apart. So like you're doing Baddha Konasana, the pose where we have the legs there, and bring them together. And open them up, and together. 2 more. Open them up, and together. Nice tall spine. Open, and together. Bring the legs to the left this time. Okay. And then walk your body all the way around once again, coming onto that Sphinx position with the upper body. Try to have your knees a little bit forward up so that they're kind of out at a 90-degree angle from your waist. So that's really forward towards your right shoulder, not away from your right shoulder. And give yourself permission to twist that heart as squared up to the floor as you can, up on your forearms, so you're really feeling that rotation through your middle back. Soften the base of the tongue if it's gotten a little bit tense already. And once again, using your hands for support, push yourself up. Slowly come back around. Beautiful. And let's go ahead and come into Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, knees apart. Make sure the big toe joint is touching. Okay? I like to put my thumbs on the arch and my fingers on the instep, the top of my foot. And let's just sit up nice and tall. So lots of times we like to come into this and round over right away. But let's start with getting upright. And take a few breaths, just relaxing your knees, right? The weight of your legs, you're not trying to push it down. You're just trying to see if they can relax down, maintaining the contact of the big toe joint. And feel your breath in through the nose and out through the nose. In through the nose and out. One more time, in and out. Beautiful. Go ahead and slowly use your hands, draw your knees together. Swing the knees around and come onto hands and knees on the mat. Allow the wrists to be underneath the shoulders and the knees under the hips, but try not to have the knees touching. They should be hip distance apart for good balance support. Toes can be tucked under or not. Take an inhale and open up into that saggy cow. So sits bones lift, low back sinks, shoulder blades come down, and the eyes look forward. You feel like you're sagging your spine inward. Exhale, round, going the opposite way, pushing the spine to the sky, chin way under, look to the navel. Inhale, forward to saggy cow. Try to move from pelvis up the spine to the shoulders, head and neck. From the pelvis, angry cat. Pelvis, low back, middle back, upper back, neck, and head. And again, inhale, saggy cow. Move from the pelvis up the spine. Shoulder blades are definitely moving in. And exhale, round. Shoulder blades move out, but they don't hike up to the neck. Keep that neck clear if you can. One more time. Inhale. Lifting the heart, drawing the hands back. Exhale, angry cat. Beautiful. Come to a flat back. Walk your hands slightly forward to your shoulders now. Curl your toes, lift your knees, come to downward facing dog. Take a moment here to pedal the knees and feet back and forth. So remember that your body responds best when you invite it into a pose, not when you force the pose on the body. How do we invite it in? We allow the tissue to soften up around the joints, through the various muscle fascial chains of your body, sliding and moving. We don't push the body when it's clearly tense and saying, I don't want to go there. We relax the body, and it will give it to you. So you may hear me, if you've never done practice with me before, remind you throughout practice, where are you most tight? Can you send your awareness there trying to relax that area? And all of a sudden you might notice, oh, my body went a little deeper in its natural way, not because I forced it there. You will never overpower your muscles no matter how hard you push it. 2 more breaths in your downward dog. And 1 more breath. Inhale, lift your heels, round forward to a plank, opening up in a flat back plank. Pause there, elbows straight. Are your wrists under your shoulders? If not, walk them back. Are your shoulder blades down your back but not sagging in your low back? How do you stop the sag in the low back? Super straighten your knees. Come on, press those kneecaps up into the joint. Press your hamstrings to the sky. Pull your front ribs into your body. Your belly is firm. Big inhale. Exhale, knees down, child's pose, hips to heels. 2 breaths. Listen, as you go through practice today, please do what's appropriate for you. I'll offer variations of any pose. And at any point, if you know it's best for you to pause, take a break, go to child's pose, you are listening to your inner teacher when you do that. There is no competition. There is no comparison here. Slowly come up to downward facing dog. Few breaths here. If you haven't started ujjayi breathing, that's that breath in and out through the nose, where it feels kind of like a ha as you exhale, except the lips remain closed so the air comes out through the nose. Please implement that. If that's new to you and you're unsure what I'm saying, grab me after class and I'll help you understand the ujjayi breath. Otherwise, nostril breathe best you can. One more breath here. Inhale, reach the right leg in the air behind you, and exhale, just step it forward like you're going to come to a lunge, hands down. Now we're going to do what I call floating the back leg in the air. Inhale, straighten the right leg, left leg in the air, reach it all the way up and out. Exhale, gently touch the left toes to the floor. Inhale, lift it up, keep the heart forward. Exhale, touch the toes. One more time, inhale, lift, and exhale, touch. Inhale, lift the leg all the way up. Exhale, step back to your lunge. Inhale, one-legged dog, right leg in the air behind you. This time sinking your left heel down, pausing here. Squaring the hip pointers to the floor best you can. Drawing the outer left hip back towards the wall behind you. One more breath. Lower the right foot. Lift your heels round forward to that plank position. This time as you exhale, entire body's lower to the mat. Everybody down. Hands by your ribs. Untuck toes. Inhale, lift for cobra. That's the upper half of a back bend. Exhale, lower. Again, inhale, lift for cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift for cobra and hold. Elbows are by the ribs. Nobody should have straight arms because that's not cobra pose. Look to the right. Center and lower down. Inhale, lift for cobra. Pause as you exhale. Elbows hugging the ribs. Look to the left. And center and lower down. Go through child's pose and back to downward facing dog. Left leg in the air and step it forward to that lunge, keeping the hands down. Floating the right leg to stand straight on the left. Inhale, heart out. Exhale, stay here. Right toes touch lightly. Inhale, they lift. Exhale, they lower. One more time, they lift. Exhale, they lower. Inhale, lift it up, reach the heart. Exhale, bend the left knee, step to a lunge. One-legged dog now, left leg in the air, sinking the right heel down, drawing the outer right hip back. Finding that ujjayi breathing again with ease to the throat and the tongue. One more breath. And the left foot down. Lift your heels round forward to that plank position again. Open heart here. Exhale, lower to the floor. Strong legs and knees. Untuck toes. Lift for cobra. Inhale, open heart. Empty the breath lower. Beautiful. Last time through child's pose and up to downward facing dog. 3 breaths in downward dog. Deep exhale. Anytime we're in child's pose or a lunge pose, the back knee can be down as an option. Beautiful. Right leg in the air. Inhale, step it out. Forward to your lunge. Float the back leg, left leg reaching out, and left foot beside the right this time. Take a forward fold. Hands on the shins, halfway lift, flat back, halfway up. Empty the breath and fold. One more. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulder blades on the back. Exhale, fold. Beautiful. Take your hands and walk them around to outside the right foot. Keep the left hip pulling away from the twist so your left sideline gets a stretch. Make sure that you're not jamming your knees back. Whenever you're standing, if you're pushing and locking those knees back, you're really doing a disservice to the ligaments of your knee joint. One more breath here. And bring the hands forward and around to the outside of the left foot. Again, drawing the right hip back away from the twist so that you get some length and space in that right sideline. Relax the chin. Take every opportunity you can to let go of that neck and all the muscles that hold. Find your way to center. Inhale, halfway lift once again. Pause, hands to your waist, elbows wide. Keep that flat back with some knee bend. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, reach your arms up overhead. Good. Keeping the really deeply heavy hanging tailbone inside. Inhale, take a little twist to the ribs to the right without the hips moving. So I'm turning my heart to the right wall of the room. Exhale, center. Inhale to the left wall of the room. Exhale, center. One more time. To the right wall. And center. To the left. And center. Hands to heart center. Nice tall spine. Close your eyes one more time. And now it's about you. Not that it hasn't always been, but for an extra moment here. So we create what's called a sankalpa, an intention at the beginning of our practice. Easiest way for me to pose this to you is to say, why did you show up today? What is it that you are looking for? Maybe it's, well, I just want to exercise my muscles. Cool. Maybe it's something more than that. Maybe it's the purpose, the way you move those muscles with love and patience and compassion. Maybe it's to notice where you jump on that criticism wagon of yourself and to interrupt that thinking and come back to blessing yourself with the kindness that you have within, or whatever it is. This is your moment to create an intention for what goes into your practice today. Open the eyes. And release the arms down, Tadasana. Nice full breath through the nose. Mouth, exhale. Inhale, nose, nostril, exhale. Inhale, arms reach wide and up overhead. Look up if it's good on your neck. Exhale, hands to that heart mudra. Bend the knees, forward fold, over and all the way down. Fingers on floor, shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Empty the breath and fold. Hands on the waist, flat back. Inhale, come all the way up. Arms reaching up overhead, tall spine. Exhale, right knee comes up. Big inhale, standing tall. Exhale, step to a lunge. Hands come down. Inhale, left leg in the air, one-legged dog. Reach the leg all the way out. Sink the right heel. Left heel to the butt. Lift the knee, take a twist. How's your breathing? Are you softening where you are most hardening in your muscles so that you can expand deeper? One more breath. Level the hip, round to a push-up. Knee and nose coming together in the push-up position. Armpits over wrists, shoulders really pulling down, belly pulling way up. You could have your back knee down here. Inhale, one-legged dog, right leg up in the air. Exhale, forward, knee to nose in your push-up, armpits over wrists. One more, inhale. Exhale, forward, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg up. Step it through to a lunge, keep the hands on the floor. Inhale, left leg in the air, reaching the heart out. This time, exhale, fold to your right standing leg. 3 breaths here. Hips level, head down. You're folding over to that right standing leg. Left leg is parallel to the mat. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Inhale, reach the heart out. Right foot beside the left. Forward fold over at the head of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Empty the breath and fold. Arms wide to T, chest forward. Inhale all the way up, arms up overhead. Exhale, hips left as you side bend right, right arm coming down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hips right, up and over with the ribs left, left arm down. And again, inhale. Exhale, hips left, side bend right, right arm down. Back to center, go even taller. Exhale, hips right, side bend left, left arm down. Inhale all the way up, pause, left knee in the air, exhale, balancing here. Another inhale, really fill it up. Exhale, step to a lunge. Inhale, right leg in the air and one-legged dog. Reach it up and back, sink the left heel, twist that right bent knee open. Keep sinking and drawing back through that outer left hip. 2 more. Level the hip, round the plank, right knee to nose in your push-up. Chin under, chin under, chin under. Inhale, one-legged dog. Exhale, forward, knee to nose. One more time, inhale. Exhale, forward, knee to nose. Inhale all the way back. Exhale, step that right foot through to a lunge. Inhale, float the left leg in the air, reach the heart all the way up and out. Exhale, take a fold over and down. So folding to the right leg, left leg in the air, 3 breaths. One more. Heart reaches out. Step back to your lunge, step to plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Cobra or up dog is your back bend of choice, downward facing dog. Breathe. Deep and full and fluid and open. One more breath. Lift your heels, bend your knees, look front, step, hop, jump, jog, move to the head of the mat, take a forward fold over. Halfway lift, big inhale. Empty the breath and fold. Nice T-arms here, flat back, inhale all the way up, tall spine. Exhale, go ahead and bring that right leg in the air. Inhale, right leg out. Exhale, forward. And take it out. Exhale, forward. Inhale, knee a little higher. Exhale, step to your lunge. Left leg in the air. Exhale, round the plank, knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. Step through to your lunge, exhale, up to crescent lunge, stay on the ball of the back foot, inhale all the way up. Exhale, back knee bends, cactus arms. Inhale, back knee straightens, arms up. Exhale. 2 more, inhale, back knee bends, front knee bend. Exhale. 1 more, inhale up. Exhale, pause and hold. Your right knee is hovering above the floor or higher. Pelvis is level. So if you're lower because you're sagging in that low back, pull the belly in. Level the hips. Press the forearms wide so that you're reaching to the 2 side walls. 1 more breath. Hands to the mat, step to plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, open heart. And downward dog. Remember, you always have back bend there of choice, cobra or up dog. 1 more breath. Lift your heels, bend your knees, look front, move to the head of the mat, taking a forward fold when you're there. Halfway lift, inhale. Empty breath and fold. Flat back, arms wide, inhale all the way up, tall spine. Exhale, bring your hands, interlace them behind the back. Point the index fingers, shoulders open. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, bend the knees, belly on your thighs. Now keep your belly on your thighs as you lift up and over. The minute your belly leaves your thighs, pause. Reach those index fingers up to the sky, neck is long. How is that place of calmness within you showing up here? 1 more breath. Release the hands back to standing. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, left knee in the air. Left knee turns out to the side and back to front. And out to the side and back to front. Inhale, lift the knee higher. Exhale, step to your lunge, hands down. Right leg in the air, big inhale, leg out. Exhale, round the plank, knee to nose, 1 time. Back up and out. Right foot between the hands in a lunge, stay on the ball of the left foot, crescent lunge, inhale all the way up, level the hips. Back knee bends, cactus arms. Back knee straightens, arms up. Back knee bends. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Pause. Again, here's your time to say, I'm setting up my bones. I'm expanding out, but I'm letting go of the need to tighten and harden. Right? Something has to release if something else is going to hug and contribute. Big breathing. 1 more breath. Hands to the mat, step to plank, chaturanga. Cobra or up dog with control, not momentum, downward facing dog. So we can fling our body around. Guess what? The faster you go, the more out of control you are, the less you're actually holding from your muscles, and the more you're just flinging around from the joints. So be in control. Challenge your body to stay in that evenness of the rhythm. 1 more breath. Lift your heels, bend your knees, look front, move to the head of the mat, take a forward fold, over and down. Halfway lift, inhale out. Empty the breath and fold. Good, bend your knees, sweep your fingertips on the floor, and inhale, lift up into chair pose. Exhale, hands to heart, hands to floor, lift and take a fold. Bend the knees, sweep the fingertips, knees stay there, arms up, hands to heart. Hands to floor, lift and fold. Bend the knees, sweep the fingertips, inhale, lift. Knees stay right there and pause now. Keep that softness of leaning to the shin bone but relaxing around the knee joint. 2 more breaths. Straighten the knees, push all the way up, inhale. Exhale, hands behind the back. Try to pick the second set of fingers on top as you interlace. Point the index fingers, open the chest. Again, deep knee bend, belly to thighs. Keep the belly on the thighs. Lift and take your fold. Again, the minute the belly leaves the thighs, you've simply rounded your upper back. It does not matter if your face is on your shins. It does not matter if your face is close to your shins. What matters is, did you keep length through your spine? How's your breathing? One more breath. Releasing the hands, coming back up. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, lift the heart. And hands to heart, hands to floor, forward fold over. Halfway lift, chaturanga dandasana. With control, up dog or cobra. With control, downward facing dog. Right leg in the air, inhale. Step it through to a lunge. Crescent lunge, ball the back foot. Inhale all the way up. Cactus arms, back knee bends. Inhale, straighten both knees up, arms up. Hands to heart. Soften the back knee a little. Take a fold, hands down. Bend the back knee as much as you need to, even back heel up to keep the right knee straight. Chest out and add your fold. Again, if you round that middle back into what I call that watermelon back, maybe just for today you avoid that. And you keep the heart lengthening forward as the right outer hip pulls back. You will maximize the intent of this pose in the back of the right leg. The minute the head comes over, your priority is get my face to my shin. Maybe you feel there's something on your knee you have to examine really closely, but it can wait until later. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Good. Inhale, heart reaches out. Exhale, straighten that back knee, bend the front. Right arm out to T. Take a twist open to the right. Super straight left knee. That means really, really, really push that kneecap up and that hamstring up to the sky. Drawing back through the outer right hip. How's your breathing? Last 2. Beautiful. Right hand comes down. Inhale, arms out by the ears, reaching nice and long. Exhale, hands to heart. Left heel turns down, quarter turn to the left, and pivot all the way around to the back of the mat. Inhale up to crescent lunge, arms up overhead, tall spine. Exhale, back knee bends, cactus arms. Inhale, straighten both knees, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Bend the back knee as you forward fold, hands down. Bend the right knee as much as you need, right heel up, left knee straight, and once again, reach the heart out as you take that fold. Front knee straight, back knee has bend, back heel can be up. It's called runner's stretch. It's different than pyramid pose. Straight of the front knee you can. Happens not because you jam the knee, but draw the left hip crease back deeper. Fold in deeper. 2 more breaths. Rebend the left knee, right knee straightens. Inhale, left arm out and take a twist to the left side of the mat now, left side of the room. Again, really push that right hamstring up to the sky, allowing that left shoulder blade to slide in and down on the back towards your spine. 2 more breaths. Left hand down. Left arms forward by the ears. Reach them out. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Start to turn to the right. Turn the right heel down, knees bent, face forward, back in your lunge. Inhale up to crescent lunge, tall spine. Exhale, hands to the mat, step to plank, chaturanga dandasana. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. Downward dog or dolphin pose, forearms to the mat. Walk your toes closer to your elbows, piking your hips higher up to the sky. It's an option. That means if your inner teacher says do it, great. If your inner teacher says, why would I ever do that? That's a message, don't do it. 2 more. Return to downward facing dog. Big inhale. Deep exhale. Lift your heels, bend your knees, look front, step, hop, jump, job, move to the head of the mat, forward fold. Halfway lift, big inhale. Empty the breath, fold. Arms wide to T, inhale all the way up, arms up over the head. Exhale, back to chair pose. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, hands down, forward fold again. Lengthen up and out. Exhale, step to plank, hold your high push-up. Big toes touching. Inhale, face to the left, left arm to the sky, stacking left foot on right. Vasisthasana, side facing one arm plank. Variation for this would be to allow your right knee to come to the mat. Shoulder blades on the back, bottom arm externally rotating so you really are solid on the bones. 2 more breaths. Left arm down. Big toes touching, turn to the right. Right arm to the sky. Again, left knee can be on the mat, a little more support. Hips nice and high to the ceiling. Left arm externally rotating. That means back around towards your back. Shoulder blades sliding into the spine. Strong belly. Right arm down in plank. Big inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. 1 full breath. Left leg in the air. Place it through for a lunge. Back heel down, warrior 1. Inhale all the way up. Again, many times you see hips turn to the side in warrior 1. Get that back foot out and turned enough that you can start to square the hip pointers forward. If you're on a balance beam, there's no way you can square those hips. Again, the other option that people always take is in their low back. Come out of that a little. Level the tailbone down and then go into it. Reach up. So we can make our body look like we're doing a pose, but we keep hanging on to all the patterns that get us into trouble. Or we can challenge our body to find better and better positioning and being okay that that's a journey. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Good. Inhale, turn onto the ball of the right foot. Exhale, lean forward. Hands to heart. Turn to the right, pivoting all the way around to face the back of the mat. Turn the left heel down, warrior 1, facing the back edge of your mat, arms up. Again, if your left heel is behind your right heel, step the left foot to the left. Give yourself a little space to actually potentially square your hips. Thinking about drawing back through that right groin crease. Challenging the back knee super straight. If you're buckling that back knee, you are compromising the inner knee. Years of doing that in yoga, and you can develop your own knee problems. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Turn to the ball of the left foot. Inhale, lean forward, arms out by your ears in your lunge. Pause there as you exhale. Hands to heart. Left foot turns down, turn to the left, pivot all the way around to face the lunge at the front of the mat. Inhale, arms out by the ears. Exhale, hands down. Float the right leg in the air, reach the heart forward, up and out. Exhale, both knees bend, right knee to nose, curl the chin under. Inhale, straighten the knees, heart out, right leg back. Exhale, round knee to nose. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Stay here. Stay here. Hands to your waist. Come up to standing, bringing that right knee with you. Who's that? How you doing in a moment of challenge? I'm happy. I'm here. Beautiful. You can use your right hand if you want now to place the sole of the right foot on the inner left thigh for tree pose. Hands to prayer. Find the tailbone descending to the floor. And if you'd like to bring the arms up, feel free to add that. So options are staying here with hands in prayer, reaching arms to the sky, or going into what we call fallen tree, bringing the outside of the back right hand to the right knee and taking a side bend over towards that right leg. So many variations of poses. Let your inner guide tell you where is best for you. 2 more breaths. If you're in fallen tree, come back up. Everybody hands to prayer, right knee forward, big inhale here. Exhale, step back to your lunge. Go ahead, take right elbow, put it across left thigh, prayer twist to the left. Once you're in position, and only once you're in position, meaning back knee super straight. If you are bending that back knee, once again, you are losing the support of the pose. If you want to bring the arms out to T, feel free. But again, balance on the big toe joint of the back foot. Keep the back hamstring pushing to the sky. And keep your support. 2 more breaths. Hands down. Inhale, step to plank. Hold your high push-up. Wide collarbones. Again, super straight knees. Big inhale. Lower halfway to the mat, elbows by your ribs. Inhale up. Exhale halfway. Inhale up. Exhale all the way down. Beautiful. Elbows on the floor, coming up into Sphinx pose. Elbows under shoulders, palms flat, dragging the shoulders back. Really reaching. Try to unclench the butt if you notice that it clenched. Inhale, press your kneecaps off the floor. Top of the feet are still down. Actively reach the outer line of your leg back. 3 breaths. And 2 more. Walk the hands back by your ribs. Curl your toes under. Now pick up your knees again, super straight. Pull your belly and ribs in, and inhale, push up to a plank position. Downward facing dog. Two more. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, step, hop, jump, jog, move to the head of the mat, take a forward fold over and down. Halfway lift, big inhale. Empty the breath and fold. Good, left leg in the air behind you, reach the chest out, and now bend both knees, left knee to nose around your spine, both knees bend. Straighten both knees, left leg back, heart front, and bend and round. One more, inhale. Exhale, bend and round. Pause, hands to your waist, bringing your left knee with you. Come up to standing. Once you're up, left knee out for tree pose. Again, you can have hands to prayer to start to find your balance. Option A would be to stay here. Option B would be bring the arms up so you're really lengthening your spine. And then option C would be take that length into fallen tree, left hand over that left knee, side bending to the left. Here's where everybody starts to hold their breath. I hold my breath, I won't fall. No, breathe, 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 breathe. Two more. Beautiful, inhale all the way up again. Exhale, bring that left knee forward, hands to prayer. Nice tall spine, keep the hands in prayer, step the left foot back to a lunge. Now left elbow outside the right thigh. Before you open the arms, back knee straight. I could go around the room and push everybody's knee up more. I guarantee you 95% of you think your knee is straight and it's not. Think left hamstring to the sky. Then if you want to open those arms, go ahead. But it's like building a building. If the foundation isn't super solid and you start to open up this fancy stuff in the penthouse, you're going to wobble and fall because you forgot to build that good foundation. How's your breathing? Two more. Beautiful. Inhale, hands down, step to plank. Hold your plank once again. So, are you really solid here? Are you really, 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 really solid? No? Everybody's afraid to say anything? Yes, we're super solid. We're so ready. Knees up, hamstrings to the sky. Now you're going to keep that, but you're going to bend your elbows to lower halfway down and hold. Knees super solid. Tailbone slightly under. Two more breaths. One more lower down. Woo! Beautiful, hands in Sphinx pose. Drag the elbows back. Chest open. Let me see everybody's heart. Yeah, there it is. Gorgeous, glorious, beautiful. Big, deep inhale. Reach back. Good. Now, with the top of your foot on the floor, lift your knees off the floor again. Top of the feet on the floor, lift your knees up. Good. Elbows under shoulders. Now, keeping the kneecaps off the floor and using your belly muscles. Inhale, lift up into a plank position. Oh, yeah, I just said that. Lift up into a plank position. Well, your knees are up there. You might as well bring your hips up to join it, right? Come on, get them up, get them up. 3 more breaths. 2 more. 1 more. Knees down, arms extended out, forehead on the mat. Once again, my name is Briala. You can send the complaints to Lisa Taylor. Arms out in front. Take a few breaths. Lisa, you are never allowed to go on vacation again, ever, ever, ever. Sunday morning wake up. So find the joy in it, right? It's there. Even in the challenge. I guarantee your everyday life is going to challenge you. And if every challenge that comes along makes you miserable, boy, that's It's going to be a long, hard journey. Everything is a gift. Everything. Beautiful. This time, hands by your ribs. Again, curl your toes under, knees off the mat. Hard, solid belly lifting. Push to plank. Downward facing dog. Second opportunity for dolphin if you would like it. If I didn't give you just enough challenge before, got to top it off. Please listen to what's right for you, okay? Last two. Everybody slowly work your way to downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to where your feet are. Separate your feet about 8 to 10 inches. That's about 2 fists width. Make sure your heels are parallel to the edge of your mats and hook your peace fingers inside your big toes. Okay? Shin bones vertical over the heel bone. And everybody draw your heart forward so you're not even in that forward fold yet. Bringing the heels parallel to the edge of the mat and the knees forward so that the shin bone is over the front of the heel gives you the stamina and the bone support to now, with your heart out, start to lift your sits bones to the sky, inner thighs, without jamming the knee back. You're trying to lengthen. When you jam the knee back, you load the hamstring tendon, not open the muscle, the meat of the muscle up. Keep lifting through your inner thigh and sits bones, heart forward, and keep that lower leg bone over top the front edge of the heel bone. And I guarantee you, you won't harden your hamstrings, which is what happens when you jam the knee. You will open the hamstring. 2 more breaths. And release. Soften the knee, forward fold. Halfway lift, big inhale. Empty the breath. And take your dog for a walk. Downward facing dog. Right leg in the air. Step it through to a lunge. Up to crescent lunge, arms overhead. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, left heel down, turn to the left side, warrior. Adjust your right foot to the left. Inhale, straighten your right knee a little, arms overhead. Exhale, bend the right knee, open the arms to T. Inhale out a little. Exhale in. 1 more out and in. Pausing here, tailbone descending. Sometimes we're leaning to the front leg, but that's not side warrior. Side warrior, we have to put weight in that back leg by folding at the left outer hip fold and super straight knee once again. That's what puts the weight on the little toe edge of the foot. If the back knee is bent, the weight can't go down that back lateral line. And what we're stretching here is the back left inner thigh. So when you're leaning forward, you lose that stretch. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Left hand to the sacrum, right arm up, and side bend left for reverse warrior. You're still straightening that left knee. You still have your hips as squared towards the side of the room you hear my voice from. Where are you over-efforting it in your tissue? Soften that. Oh, I just saw half the room soften and go, and they let go a little bit, a little deeper. 1 more. Deeper doesn't mean push there. Deeper means ease there. Good. Straighten your right knee, side bend left a little more, and arms to T. Lean and reach out for triangle pose. Still that left knee is super straight. Still on the left outer edge of the foot. If you've ever had knee problems, this is how you start to correct them. Right outer and back hip dropping down and under. 2 more. Beautiful. Now stay there. Bend your right knee. Look to your right foot. Right hand down, half moon pose, left leg in the air. or simply go into side angle pose. Side angle pose would be keeping that right arm on the right thigh and left arm up. If you're in half moon pose, you can bring that right hand to the right shin if you want. Option 1. Option 2, left heel to the butt and left hand holding the ankle. All kinds of options. If you're holding the foot, gently release. If your right hand is up, place it down. Don't go anywhere. Picture side warrior. Bending the right knee, step the left leg back, side warrior. Inhale, arms open all the way up. Exhale, reverse the warrior. Inhale, cartwheel the hands around, step to plank, chaturanga dandasana. With control, cobra or up dog. With control, move into your belly to move to downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. This time with your feet 8 to 10 inches apart, the outside heels parallel, the shins vertical over the heel bone. Place the hands underneath the front of your feet so that you're trying to step your toes to your wrist crease. This almost makes you bend your knee, doesn't it? Yeah, because I got to get my hands under there. So if the knees are bent, bring your heart forward. Oh, that's harder. Now keep that, and again, draw the inner thigh and hamstring up to lift your sits bones up versus simply jamming your knee back. So your hamstring attaches across your knee and down below the knee to the lower half of the leg. And when we simply push as hard as we can, leaning our lower legs back, I know you feel tension in the hamstring, and your mind says, wow, that's an intense stretch, that's good. But you're not releasing the hamstring, so it'll never free itself up to give you ease to move. One more breath. Release the hands gently, soften the knees. Halfway lift, big inhale. Empty breath, fold. Again, take your dog for a walk. Downward facing dog. Left leg in the air. Step it through for a lunge, coming up to crescent lunge. Inhale, arms all the way up. And the right heel turns down, pivot to face to the right. Left foot moves a little right, side warrior. Good. Inhale, back out of the left knee, bend a little, arms to the sky. Exhale, going into it, and lower down. Inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale, and pause. Once again, if you find yourself in a tilt, try to bring your hips level, weight to the back leg. If you find your right knee buckling, push it back, weight to the outer edge of the foot. Reach that right collarbone to the right middle finger as you look to the left middle finger. Soften the jaw, the tongue. Be in the pose. Breath, body, mind, awareness. Right hand behind to the sacrum, left arm to the sky. Reverse the warrior. Really important that back knee is straight because you're leaning weight over it. Those medial collateral ligaments of your inner left knee will thank you for not loading them by buckling the knee. Use your leg bones as the support versus the cartilage. One more breath. Left knee straighten, side bend right a little more, and then up to standing arms to T. And again, still right knee straight, moving into triangle pose. Leaning and reaching the ribs out, tilting the hips. If you find yourself in triangle pose and your hips are the same position as they were for side warrior, then you didn't move the hips in the way that we're looking to try to find motion for triangle pose. So pay attention to those little details because it may start to really evolve your practice quite a bit. Back left hip tissue relaxing down and under. It'll help roll the right hip open. Release the shoulder blades down away from the neck. One more breath. Bend the left knee, look down, left hand down, either into side angle pose or lift the right leg up, half moon pose. Either option is absolutely okay. Listen to your body. Still drawing the left hip tissue down and under. If you want, left hand to the left shin, or right knee bends, right hand holds the right heel, ankle. Wherever you are, you should feel an inner sense of calmness and presence. If you're holding the foot, release it. Left hand down for stability. Picture side warrior. Inhale, step to side warrior. Pause as you exhale. Reverse the warrior, right hand back, left arm up. Exhale there. Cartwheel the hands around. Vinyasa your way to downward facing dog. Everybody holding and meeting in downward dog. 3 breaths here. And 2 more. So that we can move into seated poses. Inhale, lift your hips, bend your knees, look front, step or hop, bringing your legs through, sitting on your mat. Legs extended out front. Go ahead and pull the butt flesh and sits bone out wide. As I like to say, widen the playing field. Little space, right? So I feel the sits bones, and that'll help level my hips. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, lean forward. If your arms have already drifted past your ears, get them back up there. That's what's keeping your chest open. Back up to tall. Exhale, lean. Arms by the ears. 1 more inhale. Exhale, lean. And now wherever you're leaning, don't round your back. Simply bring your hands down just for a second. Is your chest still up? Maybe your knees need some bend for your chest to be up. That's fine. Okay? And then start to walk out as though there's a string pulling your breastbone forward. So again, if your goal is to do this pose, I'm inviting you into this pose. Because this pose is no longer stretching hamstrings. I know you might still feel it there, but I just put all the stretch into my middle back. So if I put it here, it comes out of my legs. If I put it in the shorter upper back and I go, oh, there's my hamstrings and calves. It's real simple. Everything's attached to everything. So where you put the stretch is where you're going to get it. And we deceive ourselves thinking this is stretching hamstrings. I know, isn't that weird? It's like, but then I can't get as low. I don't look like I'm all folded over. Yeah. I don't see a photographer in the room, so don't worry. You're good. Okay? Hands can be outside on shins to feet. And then I just let my neck follow the line of my spine. But it's really about drawing my arms and shoulder blades onto my back if I'm truly trying to get the bottom half of my body lengthening. So I'm offering out some things that you may or may not have heard before, and I'm just asking you to play with it and see how you feel. Breathe no matter what you do. Glorious breaths. 2 more. 1 more. Good. Now, just back up a little bit. Arch the back, what feels like an arch. It's really just flatten it, arms by your ears. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, palms on the floor, fingers towards your hips. You can either have your feet together and point your toes. We'll lift everything up in a second. Or a different feeling is bending the knees so that as you come up, the knees are over the ankles. Either one's fine. But if your legs are together, legs parallel, not turned out, aiming to bring the big toes to the floor, okay? Inhale, lift everything up. Hips should be all the way up. So if I look across the room, I see a long diagonal line. If your legs are straight, shouldn't be a sinking and folding at the hip crease. Legs are together, big toes are on the floor. Big toes are on the floor. If the knees are bent, hips are as high as your ribs. 2 more breaths. Thighs are parallel versus rolling away from each other. 1 more breath. And lower down. Beautiful. Bend your knees, everybody. Forearms in front. Head down, round that spine now. Good. Keep your hands, or your head down, but slide your hands behind your thighs, elbows wide. making your body into a little ball, roll back and up 3 times, and finish on the 4th time on your back. And once you're there, place your feet down. Gently rock the knees a little right and left, just so you feel soft and easy in your back. And bring the legs to center and line the heels with your sits bones. Again, check that the outside edge of your foot is parallel to the edge of the floor. So in a second, we're going to come up into bridge or wheel pose. So once again, when we're really tight in the rotators of the bum, we always want to turn our heels in and toes out, which means our thighs roll out, which means we compress into our SI joint and low back. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not interested in doing that to myself. So I'm going to bring my feet parallel, and I'm going to check that my knees are parallel, and I'm not going to let them separate further away from each other than they are right now. If you're going to do wheel, bring your hands back, place them in position, but pause there for me, please. Okay. So your low back already knows how to do a back bend, and it does it really well. And your neck already knows how to do a back bend, and it does it really well. But the part of your back that doesn't know how to do a back bend or do it very much is the main part, the thoracic spine, the part where your rib cage attaches. So the main focus of wheel is to get that thoracic spine into what we call extension, what feels like you're trying to arch it. The only way you can do that is if as you come to wheel, not yet, your elbows stay parallel, your shoulder blades slide down the back, and your breastbone pushes really big and wide to the wall behind you, and you lift from the underside of your butt cheek versus jamming into your low back to come up. So I offer that as an awareness. Knees stay parallel, elbows stay parallel. So bridge or wheel, any version of bridge if you're doing bridge. Shoulder blades down. As soon as you come up, did you turn your feet out? If the answer is yes, adjust them. Did your knees splay apart? If the answer is yes, adjust them. Because you are in lumbar spine compression. Thighs parallel, chest to the wall behind you, drawing your shoulder blades down your back. Whenever you feel you need to come out of wheel, chin to chest with control, lower down. Chin to chest. There you go. Good job. Everybody down slowly now. Placing your hips on the floor. Walk your feet to the side edges of your mat now and let your knees drop together. Place your right hand on your physical heart, your left hand on your spiritual heart, what is called your hara, which is just below the V-notch of the ribs. Eyes closed. And take a moment here to just kind of feel whatever you notice there is pulsing. The beating of your heart, the energy moving through that hara. Soften that breath. Open the breath up if you feel it got a little shorter and choppier. Relax the jaw. So our practice of yoga is going to show up in a lot of ways. On our mat, many times it shows up with a lot of striving, but striving to the point of compromising being in our center. Maybe that's how we live our life, striving for so much that we lose our true self along the way. So challenge ourselves, but challenge ourselves to get even more and more and more balanced and open. And that means constantly wanting to learn and find out, wow, I didn't realize I did that. Great. Now I get a chance to work with that. I showed up in that situation at work, and I was the one that was really angry and aggressive. Boy, I didn't realize that. Here's a chance for me to say I can do better. And that's all these poses are doing. is giving you a window into seeing where you're paying attention and offering balance, or where maybe you're a little bit off balance and you get a chance to improve and grow and expand on that. Release your hands. Walk your feet back in alignment. Second time, bridge, different version or same, or again, wheel. Again, if you happen to notice the last time in wheel that as soon as you came up, your toes turned out, your heels went in, your knees went apart. Second chance to maybe offer some stability in the feet and not allowing the knees to turn out so far in the feet. Hands back. If you're doing wheel, when you're ready, again, draw the shoulder blades down the back, expanding the heart to the wall behind you and coming up. Or bridge, any version. Elbows parallel, thighs parallel, feet parallel. Shoulder blades down the back. The crux of the back bend should feel like a challenge to the middle back versus the low back or the neck. Soft jaw and tongue, good full breaths in any back bend. 2 more breaths, or if you're in wheel and you know it's time to come out, do it mindfully, no problem. Chin to chest if you're coming out of wheel, slowly down, bridge pose slowly down. This time everybody hug your knees to your chest. And 3 circling of your knees clockwise around your sacrum. Your sacrum is that bone just above your butt crack in the back. It's like you're doing circles around it, and then the other direction as well. And feet onto the floor. Walk the legs out to straight, except the right knee hug into your chest. And then take your peace fingers of your right hand and bring the hand outside the right knee and hook those peace fingers inside the right big toe. So arm outside the right knee, hook the peace fingers inside the right big toe. Are you watching Doreen, Andy? Oh my God. Don't watch her. And right leg up to the sky. It's a lot of pressure, Doreen. And think about lengthening that right sits bone out to the head of your mat where your left foot is, as the right heel extends up to the ceiling. Your right knee might not be straight. It's not about whether it's straight. It's creating another opportunity to open up the back of that right leg, hamstring, calf. Notice the place that sometimes we have to have the shortness show up is in the back of the knee. That's because it's very rare that we actually know how to lengthen the tendons of the hamstrings and the calves. They cross opposite sides of the knee and they clasp each other kind of like a fireman's hold. So teaching them to open is helpful. 2 more breaths. Release the toe, bend the knee, lengthen that leg out. Appreciate any growth and length you might have gotten through that back right leg, which makes it feel longer, and then hug the left knee in. It's easy when we come onto our back or sitting that we kind of go, oh, good, practice almost over. Hook the toe, extend the leg up, hand outside the knee. So stay with your practice here. Stay aware. Observe the breath, all the things that we do, sometimes a little better when we're standing because we feel more challenged. But yet notice how when you come to sitting or lying down, it's so much easier to relax into the pose. So when we're standing, we want to find some of the ease and letting go we get when we sit or lie down. But when we sit and lie down, we want to maybe offer a little bit more of staying present and aware that we do sometimes a little better when we're standing. How's your breathing? Relaxing the left shoulder, extending the left sits bone to the head of the mat as the heel comes up. Release the foot, bend the knee, extend the left leg out. Nice and long. Return the feet to the floor. Go ahead and bring the knees up close to the chest, placing the hands on the low back. Don't go up up into shoulder stand or plow pose yet, just position yourself. Knees towards chest, hips off the mat, hands on the low back, elbows underneath you. And then take the legs overhead to plow pose. Hands on the back to help support. Toes do not have to be on the floor in plow, but yep, you're going to hear me say the same thing here. Plow pose has straight knees. It does. Hamstrings are to the sky. So if the knees are straight and the back is trying to lengthen sits bones to the ceiling, and then we can get the toes to the floor, cool. But if we can't, I would suggest avoiding bending the knees to get your feet there, because then you're cheating your back muscles out of the pose benefit, which is lengthening them. And then go ahead if you want to come up into shoulder stand and lift the legs to the sky. Again, think about lifting the sits bones to the ceiling, opening the front groin crease. Again, the heels are slightly apart, the big toes are touching. Toes can be pointed or flexed. And you are elongating your spine all the way through your tailbone, reaching to your heels. 2 more breaths. Keep the lift that you have. You have such beautiful lift here. Try to maintain that as you bring your legs back over towards plow pose. Knees still straight. Lift, 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 lift. Lift up and over, lift up and over. Now again, you're feeling the lift of plow pose. It should not be on your neck. And if you want, now bend your knees and hug them by your ears, still maintaining the lift. So when that spine collapses into itself, you load the neck. How's your breathing? And then go ahead and extend your legs out so they're parallel to the floor. Toes would not be on the mat anymore. Arms down your mat, palms flat. Slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll yourself down. Feeling that sacrum touch down. And then either with bent knees, bringing the feet down, or straight leg, reaching the legs out to lower down. Allow the legs to come to the floor and come out nice and long. Go ahead and bring yourself up so that you're leaning on your forearms now behind you. Good. Now I want you to walk your hands a little further down and start to arch your back and walk out until the top of the head is lightly touching the floor. So this is like you're doing cobra on your back. Shoulder blades in and down. You have to walk your elbows away from your shoulders enough that you can get your head back. But the arms are definitely supporting you. The chest is open. This is called fish pose. The weight is not on the top of the head heavy or the neck heavy. It's light. Pushing your shoulder blades together will lift your heart, which will keep you up. Only a few more breaths. Chin to chest and roll down on your back. Reach your arms up to the sky. Take a big inhale. Exhale, roll all the way up and over. Coming into just a simple, easy forward fold. Back can round, body can hang, head can hang. Soften and breathe and just feel the weight of your body and gravity letting you drop to wherever it can go. Slowly round your body up. And come into an easy cross-legged seat, half lotus or full lotus, any of those options that works best for you to sit for a few moments here. Once you're here, place your hands palms down or palms up on your thighs, your knee, and just do some real simple, easy head rolls. Nothing dramatic, just easing the weight of that head around. And then switch directions. And then come back upright. Good. And go ahead and inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands behind your back, and you can just easy interlace the fingers. You can let your hands rest onto your back and slowly start to drop forward and down. If you're sitting there with your knees as high as your ears, because you do know you have tight hips, maybe look around and grab a block that somebody has there and do this seated on a block. You'll feel easier bowing over. Let the head drop, let the spine hang. So this is called Yoga Mudra. It seals off your practice. Bring your chin down. It honors the beginning of the practice as an opening, the end of the practice as a sealing off. Not in a disconnect in any way, but in a way that honors this as a beginning, middle, and end. Everything has that cycle within it. As you bow your head down here, you are dropping it over and honoring that whatever it is that you've experienced, that you've received today, is exactly what you needed. Even if you're sitting here saying, boy, I didn't know this is what I was getting today. It's okay. There's a reason that you showed up to experience this practice. Soften that breath for the last few. Allow your body to be heavy. Many times our head jumps in and wants to analyze everything. We don't need to overthink it. Trust the heart and the journey that the heart is on. 2 more breaths. Slowly round up. Release your hands. And work your way onto your back for Shavasana. Everybody has a cool eye towel by them. Feel free to use it or not. Find a position that you know that you really are completely surrendering. The soft, easy drop of the legs, the hips, the feet, the knees, the shoulders relaxing under you. Whether you have the eyes covered or not, allow the eyes to sink into the groin crease, into the eye socket, The groin's allowed to sink into the groin crease. The shoulders easy back, the jaw hanging heavy, the tongue base soft, all the things that signal letting go. We honor this journey as exactly what it is meant to be, a part of everything that is in your life as an experience for your growth. So that you peel away the illusions, the tensions, the rigidity that block you from being the best of who you are. Not in your yoga practice in a pose shape, but in your life. How do you show up with those that you love the most? How do you show up with those that challenge you the most? That's where the practice of yoga truly is able to be a growth experience. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Om Gam Ganapataye